Hiring a virtual assistant is a game changer for your business. A great VA can handle emails, scheduling, taxes, invoices, and more, freeing you from mundane responsibilities and allowing you to focus on high-impact business decisions. If you and your team are feeling overwhelmed, struggling with high overhead costs, and finding it hard to secure the right talent, watch this video. My name is Maria. I'm a professional executive assistant from Ukraine. I'm going to be showing you the step-by-step process of how to hire a virtual assistant that is fluent in English, hardworking, and a good fit for the role. This is the exact process we have used to help over 200 companies scale hyper-efficiently without relying on cheap freelancers. You've probably come across those YouTube videos teaching you how to get a $3 per hour VA. And yes, while the $3 VA sounds tempting, are they truly reliable? From what HireUA has found after thousands of sales calls, people are actually dissatisfied with the workers they hire from India and Philippines. When you're growing your business, you need a team that can think independently and take ownership of their tasks. $3 VAs are good for just putting them in the box, having them to do the exact same task over and over, but as soon as something needs to be done outside of that box, it all falls apart. Even though they're cheap, you'll end up wasting time and spending more money than you otherwise would, just because they can't do the job right. If you don't already know, it costs 30% of someone's annual salary when the hire doesn't work out. Meaning if you hire a Filipino for $500 per month, you're going to lose at least $2,000 just if it's a bad hire. This does not account for the opportunity cost of having the right person in your business and all the revenue that you could have made. And this doesn't account for your time and ongoing effort to fix their mistakes and put out the fires that they create, which prevents you from focusing on high leverage tasks necessary for scaling your business. A high-level VA is a person who typically has a full-time job, being fully invested and committed to the executive that they work for. On the opposite, a $3 freelancer VA is the person who's normally hired for just one task, one narrow role, and they don't even have this experience of being fully integrated into the team. Think about how the biggest companies in the world were built. Google, Amazon, Facebook. The main driving factor for the growth of these companies was their people. All of them hire A-plus talent. That's why it's so difficult to get a job there. Steve Jobs once said, "The secret of my success is that we have gone to exceptional lengths to hire the best people in the world." And when you're in a field where the dynamic range is 25-1, boy does it pay off. A-plus talents offer independent thought and capability, giving you freedom and energy to focus on the bigger picture. In order to grow your company effectively, your bottom line here is to find highly skilled individuals at reasonable costs. And that's why instead of sourcing $3 VAs from Philippines, we choose to hire from the well-trained workforce in Ukraine. Why Ukraine? First off, Ukrainian talent is highly educated. The schools here are good, and the percentage of people with higher education in Ukraine is actually higher than that in the United States, United Kingdom, and all of European countries. Because of their intelligence, Ukrainians can make their own decisions and take ownership for tasks and projects, which makes them more self-reliant and dependable. Second, Ukraine's location and culture are closer to the West. So when you hire from Ukraine, it's easier to work together. It's easier to understand each other. Time zones are compatible, so Ukrainians don't have to work night shifts, which makes them individually more productive, which leads to better results for the business. And thirdly, Ukrainian talent is often better than Western talent because it's more affordable and we have a strong working ethic driven by our motivation. Our economy has faced challenges, so we don't rely on the government. We don't rely on pensions or welfares, and we understand that if we want to raise our living standards, we have to dig our way out ourselves. So here are the core steps to hire a hardworking and talented Ukrainian VA. Let's figure out if you even need to hire. What do you need help with? What tasks do you want to take off your plate? And our goal here is to nail you down to a specific role and a specific job, so the person that we place for you in the business is likely to handle the scope and succeed. Next, do a time audit. Have you tracked how you spend your time? Do you know what it is that you're doing that has a big impact on your business and which is not the best use of your time? Create a chart with 4 quadrants. First is tasks that you enjoy doing and that are high ROI, good for the business and making money. Second is tasks that are important but you don't like doing, sales, lead gen, customer service. Third is tasks that are not as important but you genuinely enjoy doing, like client interviews and podcasts. It's not high leverage, but it gives you energy, so you need to have time for something like this. And lastly, tasks that you hate doing and are low ROI. Taxes, bills, errands, things that suck you dry and only distract you from what's really important. Once you know which tasks to delegate, you create a job description. Now you need to start looking for candidates. You can do this by either trying to find Ukrainians on big freelance platforms or by posting your job to Ukrainian job search websites. Then you'll get 1,000 applicants and try to filter them out. You might want to shortlist 10 people for video interviews and then narrow down to 2-3 candidates for actual interviews. Funneling down candidates is going to take toll of your time. And then when it comes to actual interviews, it might be a challenge if you've never hired for a position like this before. You need to have all the right questions in place. You need to have clear structure, instructions for the person, and the onboarding materials. You might still encounter candidates that come to your interviews unprepared, and then it's your job to make sure that the bad candidates does not get hired. If you don't prepare for the interview seriously enough, you're setting your candidates up for failure, or you're setting your business up for failure. And even if you follow all these steps, there's still a chance that a bad candidate could get hired. You can take this exact blueprint and apply it to hire a hardworking and talented Ukrainian VA. But even this is not going to be a piece of cake. You're likely going to face language barriers, time constraints, and cultural differences. Since Ukraine is generally not an easy market to source for, it has its own unique hiring process and laws. With all these challenges, you might end up being disappointed and revert to hiring low-cost workers. And you may never experience benefits of having high-quality Ukrainian talent in your business. Alternatively, you can work with an experienced hiring agency like Hire UA. We understand the local market, we have local connections, and can find the best talent for your role in business. Hire UA can do the whole process for you. Source the best candidates, do the interviews, even train and onboard VAs for you. We know how to put premium talents into businesses like yours because we've successfully done it hundreds of times for businesses like yours. If you want to save time and get a tailor-made hiring solution, go to hire-ua.com to schedule a call with our team. Also, if you want to know how to get ahead of 99% of businesses, click on this video over here, and I'll see you in the next one.